Okay, good morning everyone. Today's conference address one of the most pressing issues of our time. How power transportation, both between state and to non-state actors, are reshaping global governments. We will hear from diverse stakeholders to unpack challenges and opportunities. Let's begin with Dr. Alina Walls, Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, who has dedicated her career to strengthening multilateral institutions. Thank you. The United Nations was built to foster collective society, but its structure lagged behind 21st century realities. The Society Council's veto system, designed for post-World War II power dynamics, now paralyzes action on crises like Syria, where over 400,000 lives were lost due to political dialogue. Peacekeeping mission, one symbol of hope, face funding gaps and mandate stretched by civil wars in Somalia and Yemen. Yet, the United Nations remains indispensable. Last year, we mobilized $12 billion for climate adaptation through the Green Climate Fund, demonstrating that multilateralism can deliver. When political will aligns, we must reform the Security Councils to include Africa and Latin America voice and strengthen mechanism for human society, as defined by the 1990 United Nations Development Program report, Freedom from Fire and Want. Next, we welcome Amina Hassan, Chair of International Non-Governmental Organization Coalition, whose work on human rights and grassroots mobilization has spanned 3 decades, including leading initiatives in conflict zones across Africa and the Middle East. Non-governmental organizations bring marginalized voice to the table. The international campaign to bring landmass provides that civil society can drive global norms. Securing the Ottawa Treaty with 164 signatories, but we face criticism. Do we truly represent local communities or just donor agendas? Take the Make Poverty History campaign as a lead to more aid money. It didn't flag the bigger problem of unfair trade rules that help big global companies. To be trusted again, non-governmental organizations need to focus more on involving local people. In Gaza, our group works with local women's group to plan help programs, making sure the roles are based on real-life needs, not just boardroom decisions. Okay, joining us now is Carlos Martinez, CEO of Global Food Corporation operating in more than 50 countries, known for its sustainable initiatives and advocacy for equitable trade policies. Multinational corporations power 15% of global trade, but with power comes responsibility. Our company invested $200 million in Africa smallholder farms to address seed nominables, aligning with United Nations Global Compact's sustainability goals. However, voluntary farms work have limits. When 40% of TNCs skip human rights due diligence, it's clear we need smart relations, not overreach. The OECD's tax deal, for example, aimed to end profit shifting, but the US withdrawal under Trump 2.0 shows how politics undermines process. We urge government to create a harmonized rule that protects both corporate innovation and worker rights. Now, Li Wei, policy advisor at the BRICS New Development Bank, will share insights from emerging economy on rebalancing global power structures. Traditional institutions often overlook developing nations' needs. The New Development Bank of BRICS has financed $35 billion in renewable energy projects, bypassing the World Bank's neoliberal conditionalities. This Beijing consensus prioritizes sovereignty and inclusive growth. But let's be clear, emerging powers aren't perfect. Chinese multinational corporations in Africa must improve labor standards.
just as Western firms must address historical inequities. The key is pluralism. Regional bodies like the African Union should lead peacekeeping in Mali, while global forums like the G20 integrate diverse voices. As Rusnell noted, governance must adapt to a multipolar world.
Finally, we turn to Professor James Goddard, a leading scholar in global governance theory, whose work bridges realism and constructivism to analyze institutional change.
Theorists offer clarity amid chaos. Realists remind us that power politics will always shape institutions. The Security Council's veto is a stark example. Liberals stress the value of norms, like the international campaign to ban landmines' success in banning landmines. But constructivists add that these norms are fluid, shaped by actors like non-governmental organizations and tech platforms. Yet, all theories agree on one thing: governance must balance state power and non-state innovation. As we've heard, no single actor can solve climate collapse or AI governance. We need hybrid models, public-private partnerships, regional global networks that leverage diversity without sacrificing accountability.
Thank you for these provocative insights. To conclude, power transition is neither good or bad. It is reality. The question is, how do we channel it toward incredible governance? As Dr. Wall said, reform is urgent. As Amina and Carlos showed, non-state actor must be both in power and regularity. And as Levy and Professor Carter emphasized, inclusivity is key. Let's carry this dialogue into work groups. Remember, global governance is not a blueprint, but a living system. One that thrives only when all voices are heard. Thank you.